everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Shenanigans Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Simon.
How we doing, Simon?
Not too bad. I apologise if the quality of my mic is slightly different. I am preparing to move tomorrow, so I'm running this off my desktop, off my headset mic, sorry, as opposed to my normal setup.
Doesn't sound too bad, mate.
Oh, okay, that's good then. It's nice to know that there's very little difference.
So the time has come.
God, yeah.
Move back in with your parents.
For me to sod off back home with my family for a while. Yeah, I mean it's not. I'd like to say it's not ideal. It's ideal for me because because I can go and live with my family. I know that my mum and dad haven't seen me in a while, and I haven't seen them obviously, and I'd love to spend some time with them. But I know it's not ideal in general terms, having your almost 24-year-old son move back in with you. I promise my parents that it's not. It's not forever. Under any other circumstances, it would be different, and I wouldn't be asking. But it's just gotten to the point there that with the current situation, considering my personal situation, it's just it's untenable for me to stay here, and there's nothing keeping me here. Because all of my university work I can do via distance, and I don't have a job, so there's very little keeping me in London at the moment.
Well, like we talked about, Simon, it is the best move for a man in your position right now. You can't think of it as a bad thing. It's not like you're getting kicked out on the streets. You're moving back in with your parents to have a stable platform to make your next leap.
Exactly, yeah, in order for me to move on. And I know that I've learned a lot from the situation leading up to this, mostly being make sure you before you quit your job, make sure that the next job that you choose will actually be able to pay you money, which was a mistake that I made even before all this happened. So, lesson learned. But yeah, no. How's things?
Fuck Waterstones. Sorry, I just want to say that. Things are good, man. It's another week with COVID-19. I'll be going on, I think I got 3 weeks until I start reserve duty for a couple months, which is going to be nice. Getting ready for deployment next year. So I'm excited for that. But, dude, just taking it day by day. It's summer here. 90-degree weather, usually every day, humid as fuck.
I feel like we've had our summer. So we had 2 weeks of beautiful, mid-20s, which is perfect for British people. Nice and sunny. Everyone was, within reason, was outside. And now, we get intermittent sunshine, but we had one day where it was a full-on storm, proper tipping it down, thunder, lightning, very, very frightening. And it was I loved it. I thought it was great because I love thunderstorms. But since then, it's just become, it's still warm, but it's grey now. Yeah. So it's I think we've kind of reached the peak for a while at least. But I don't mind it as much because I love the rain. It's all right, and it means it cools things down a bit, which means I'm not going to sweat myself to death whenever I go to sleep.
Torrential downpours sounds like.
Oh, I love it. No, I love it. But anyway,
season.
It is the wet season. Anyway, have you seen the new PS5? What do you think?
I've already seen the meme. It looks like a fucking taco. It looks like a building.
It looks like Sauron. It looks like the Eye of Sauron.
Have you seen there's the digital edition, which is discs drive-less, and then there's the regular edition?
I have not seen that, no. Wait, so it would literally be you just download the games?
Yeah, which means you're here. I'm sending you the link from Verge.
That sounds so dumb. But I've seen Sauron's Eye, a taco, Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Then they made it like a building in the background.
Dubai Tower. There's one which is literally, it's a PS2 which has a white like A4 folder around, like literally like your GCSE folder placed around it, and it does look like it. So
did you see all the Xbox ones? They made like the Xbox thing like a trash can.
Well, yeah, because that thing, it's just a block. At least this thing has some design aesthetic. I mean, like the problem with the PS5 is that because they've designed it this way, it can only stand upright. Like with all the other ones, PS4 and everything before that, you could place it either stood upright or flat. But now you can only have it in that position.
Yeah, and it might be the same thing for the Xbox because of that cooling platform up top. That might be an intake that you have to keep up.
Maybe.
But so I just sent you the link. So everyone, there will be like Simon said, there is going to be a disk drive list, which means hopefully it has a bigger hard drive. I didn't really look into the specs. I'm guessing if you're getting the disk drive list. But see, this is the fucking problem. Anyways, even if you have the disk drive, it makes you download the game.
Does it? Oh, it does. Yeah, because it makes you download. I think it's a portion of it, so that it's enough to
quickly move to it.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't remember. It's been years since I had my PS4, and since I sold it because PC Master Race. But like it looks like the controller looks good. The controller looks comfortable. I'll give it that. And
yeah,
it looks
the controller does look good.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll give them props. They're moving in a new direction, and it looks interesting. We'll have to see how well it fares by comparison with something like the Xbox.
True, but even like with this PS news, already so much has come with it. GTA 5 or Rockstar already announced that they're gonna move GTA 5 to that platform, which that means GTA 5 has gone through the Xbox One, or no, did it go through the Xbox 360 too? It might have.
Well, GTA 5 came out in 2013. So, hang on. It was released on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 initially.
Yep, so that means it went through the Xbox 360, the PS3, PS4, Xbox One, came to Windows. Now it's going to go through PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Which is fucking insane. So that's 3 generations of consoles.
Well, to be fair, like considering it was released in 2013 and then in 2014 the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One came out. So and it was sort of the tail end of that, of the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, but I know what you mean.
For them to now move it to next gen, and they also announced that they are making GTA Online a standalone game that's going to be free, which I think is a pretty cool concept because everybody's doing that. Call of Duty did that with Warzone. I know a couple other makers are going to doing that kind of stuff, which is nice. Because GTA Online is fucking fun, so it's like it gets them to. Because to be honest with you, I don't know who's gonna. It is a smart move on their part. One, it gets Rockstar publicity. Two, to be honest with you, I don't know if I would buy it if I bought one of the consoles, because then that would mean I had it for Xbox, or I had it for Xbox 360. I got it for the PS4. I bought it for PC, and then I'm gonna buy it a 4th time.
Yeah, I know what you. I agree with you that the GTA Online is a step in the right direction, considering what they can now do with it. Because I think that GTA Online has been way more popular than GTA 5 was initially. Like the campaign and everything.
Same thing with Red Dead Online, dude. They're coming out with so much shit. They're doing updates. GTA Online we've played it, man. It's super fun.
It is super
especially
fun.
with more people.
I've got my parents to play GTA. I think it was GTA 5. It was GTA 5. My brother brought his PlayStation. We got my parents to play GTA, and it was one of the funniest moments of my life, watching my dad run up to a civilian And like he doesn't know how the controller works. We tried to tell him, and he accidentally just smacks this person. Like goes up and just starts beating somebody. He's like, "What's that on the floor?" It's like, "Oh, that's money. You can pick it up." He's like, "Oh, great!" So he just goes out and starts beating more people. And I find it very funny as well that everybody in my family bar me has a driving license, and yet they can't drive for shit in the game, and I can.
Well, except for you drive on the wrong side of the fucking road.
That was intentional because that was a meme, but no, I know what you mean. It's definitely a step in the right direction, but I'm very much looking forward to whenever they'll bring out GTA 6, and obviously along with that, like ES6 and Starfield and all those games that we're all waiting for.
I am interested to see what it's going to look like on next gen. Well, but see, comparatively, theoretically speaking, you could get a PC that's better than next gen consoles.
Oh yeah.
So my question is, are they just porting? They're probably just porting it over. They're not updating graphics. That'd be kind of fucking. Because then they have to do the same. Because, like you said, it's a 2015 game.
2013.
If it came out now, 2013. If it came out now, dude, it would look fucking beautiful. Fucking hell, it would look really good.
It would look really good. And I think that's probably why they're sticking with GTA Online, is because they will be able to, like with Warzone and other such games, they'll be able to update it as and when, the graphics and all that, without having to release a whole new game. I mean, the downloads will be big, sure, but that's why they're probably making it free, so that they can update these things as and when, focus on that a little bit, and just kind of go from there. But speaking of new games, didn't you say there was there was a new Dead Space game or something?
It was hinted. Hang on, let me find the article. I don't want to misspeak here. Dead Space writer hints new game will be revealed at this week's PS5 event.
Oh.
So that sounds. I don't know what it's gonna be. That's all we know right now is there's gonna be something new, which we haven't finished Dead Space 3 yet, but I remember like playing the game, and I remember how the story ends, and I'm like, where are they gonna go from here? Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna fucking buy it, just because it's Dead Space. But I'm very curious to see where they're gonna go at this point in time. But something also we don't really know a lot about is there was a leaked poster of Star Wars Squadrons. And now they've come out and said the trailer's coming on June 15th. It's supposed to be, I think that was Xbox. I don't know if it's going to be an Xbox or exclusive. I'm guessing not. I don't know who's making it.
I doubt it, considering how Battlefront and all that kind of went. Like it would be stupid for them to make it exclusive.
Yeah. It was leaked on Microsoft's website. It is EA, so it's definitely going to come to PC.
Oh, thank God. I don't know if I would get it. Like considering it's supposed to be like a space only, combat dogfighting game from what I know. And as much as I like those games, like I loved playing that in Battlefront 2, when you're up in space. And obviously we're big fans of Star Citizen, but I think I would have to wait and see. In terms of like the Star Wars things, I mean, it's why I loved Jedi Fallen Order so much, because you actually get to play as a Jedi, and I'm like, that they're kind of, for me, they're like one of the big focal points of the entire franchise. So it's like, why not?
No, and I get that. I will probably end up getting it because I'm a sucker for anything Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes with a story, if it comes with that kind of stuff, I don't want it to be like Battlefront, where it was literally just multiplayer.
What? And that was... Battlefront's not multiplayer.
sorry, which was the one that
That was sorry. You are right.
What was that? The one that came out recently. That was the one that came out recently. That was only multiplayer at the start, and then they came out with a campaign because everybody was getting mad, or something like that. I can't remember.
So what happened was, Star Wars Battlefront came out in 2015.
Okay.
And it was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Absolute piece of shit. Didn't have anything. Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out in 2017, had a campaign, and was a great... EA definitely redeemed themselves with Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I think, yeah.
It's cheap on Origin. You should get it and we'll play it together. It has a great multiplayer. I love playing it. There's like Conquest. There's all the old multiplayer modes, and it's just fun. It reminds me a lot of Battlefield Star Wars Edition, but I guess those games, there's going to be transparencies by the same developer. Like EA made it, and it's like, and DICE. It's EA and DICE, which DICE created all the Battlefield games, so there's going to be some transparency.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, if you want another very good deal, Ark Survival Evolved is currently free on PC until June the 18th at epicgames.com. I mean, I've got it. I don't know whether I'll play it or not, but it's a free game, so, why not? Might as well get it, and if I'm ever bored, I can play it.
I have to go get it. I was having problems with getting it, but no. Epic's been doing, I think it might just be for the summer, but every Thursday they've been coming out with a new free game. I think this week's 2 games, though.
Oh. Whether it's for summer or whether it's because of COVID, we don't know. But I appreciate what they're doing with it. It doesn't redeem them in my eyes in terms of some of their practices. But it's a step in the right direction, I suppose. Like, considering a lot of people are at home, they don't have jobs. Like me, getting free games to play is great.
Yeah. So. Also, the other game is Samurai Showdown. I don't know what this game is, but it's I don't know. It's something. But no, I totally agree with you. I don't agree. Ooh, Escapist is coming out on June 18th. Next week.
Thursday, June 18th.
Oh no! So this was the last week.
Oh really? They're not doing it any after this?
Yeah, the Epic Vault opens to an awesome free game every Thursday until June 11th. So they did it, but they did it for a couple months. They did it for like a month or so. They did it way more.
You get at least 4 or 5 free games.
Hang on, let's see how many games we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6,
and these
7.
These games are all worth at least £30 each retail.
We got 7. I got 7 at least because I got Civ 6. I got Just Cause 4. We got World War Z.
Yep.
Ark.
Yep.
I counted the Borderlands games separately, but they came together, and then we got Overcooked.
Yeah. So not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
No,
at all. Not bad. Not bad at all. So definitely, and I'm a big proponent. I hate all these other game launchers, but I cannot complain when they give me free games. So I do. Yeah. I do have Origin. I do have Epic Game Launcher.
Yeah, Steam will always be number one. But if they're giving away free games, then why not?
Exactly. I still have them to go check them out. But I hate, and I think this happened with you, and it happens with some of my games. Oh, there's also the Ubisoft fucking launcher, or whatever that's fucking called.
It is just called the Ubisoft launcher, I think.
I do.
Or no, Uplay.
Hate that.
Is it when you open up a game in Steam and it sends you to another launcher?
Yeah, I'm like, if you port it over to fucking Steam, just port it over to fucking Steam.
Leave it on Steam. Yeah, no, I remember I told you about. Yeah, we were talking about this because I bought Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It was heavily discounted on Steam, and I think it still is. So go and check that out if you feel so inclined. It's a really good free running game. It's much better than the first one in my opinion. No, but I got that, and then I was like, oh great, I've got this on Steam, and then it opens up the Origin. I'm like, why? Because that then means that I have two programs, fairly CPU intensive programs running on my PC at the same time. And I'm like, I don't need that. My CPU is working hard enough as it is. I don't need it to, kill it.
Big fucking exactly. And that was always my problems with Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
Yep.
You open it up in Steam, and then it opens up the Ubisoft launcher, and I'm like, God fucking damn it, stop. I just don't.
These are very much first world gamer problems. However, it's one of the it's a simple matter of
you let me buy it on Steam.
Yeah, let me. If you let me buy it on Steam, let me play it on Steam.
Exactly. It's not sorry, because so what they're doing at this point is they're still making you, even though they put their tail between their legs and finally made it available on Steam for you to fucking buy it. Now they're making me go to their stupid fucking launcher.
Well, my opinion, or sort of my theory behind it, is that obviously these games are getting sales, or they are getting fewer sales than they initially had at launch. Therefore, the developers and people, whoever they initially launched it with, are turning to Steam because they know games will sell on Steam. So if they turn to Steam, they say, look, can you sell this for us at a reduced price, and we'll strike some sort of deal in, so that you give us the publicity and we'll give you some money. Sort of like maybe a 60-40 split or something, so that both of them win, because they know that without Steam, and this is why I think that they, all these other launchers should just give in and just give everything to Steam. Steam will win. Valve is doing too well. Steam will win outright every time. It's just the way it is, because nobody likes these other launchers, because Steam is simple, it's easy to use. Nobody has any problems with them that I know of, and I've never had any in my experience, and it's just better. Like, I don't get why these other developers and these other people don't just accept this.
I think they're starting to now, but I think at first they were taken back with what Valve created with Steam, and Steam is just a all around beautiful platform with game launcher.
Yeah, it's an amazing platform. Not even just for games, but for all sorts. It does so many more things than these other launchers.
Exactly. I'm trying to think of the word. It's so refined. Like, it's shift tab to open the game or open the Steam thing. It's not control F1. Everything is there.
It's natural.
Know what I mean? It's everything's there. You see all your games. Like, that's why I have. How many games do I got? I have 259 games on Steam right now.
I've got 207. No, but like it's one of those things that anybody who games on PC, they will have Steam. They won't necessarily have any of the other launchers, but you know that they will. If they don't have Steam, then there's something wrong with them.
Oh, 100%.
And I pray for their souls. Anyway, sorry, slightly getting off topic. Moving back to topic. Spider-Man is going to be releasing a standalone game featuring Miles Morales. Now, I really want to, but I haven't played the new Spider-Man game, and I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse. And I know that for some people listening to this, they will consider that a cardinal sin. But I haven't seen it, and there is nowhere that I can watch it without paying for it, and I don't want to pay for it.
The last Spider-Man game I played, I think, was like Spider-Man on the PS2.
Pizza time. Yeah.
And I think Peter Parker might have fucking. Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
he might have. Yeah. He might have actually voiced Spider-Man in this game. I forget, yeah, but I think that was the last Spider-Man game I played. I'm just not. To be honest with you, I'm not into the superhero games.
I'm not massive. I'm not either. But considering how popular it's been, I would give it a go because Spider-Man is less of a he's less of a superhero, just more of a nerd with some powers. It's kind of like he's kind of like Iron Man. Like he doesn't really have. Well, sorry, Spider-Man does have superpowers because he's obviously bitten by a spider and he's got all his spidey senses.
Iron Man doesn't have powers. Iron Man is just a rich philanthropist.
He's just a big nerd. So
who's rich as fuck.
Yeah, he's just a big nerd. So props to nerds. That's what you can do with your life. But yeah, I wouldn't play a superhero game because it's just a game where you are unbelievably OP against every character. But
exactly.
That's why I think that the what was it called? The one with the game where you pitch superheroes against each other. I can't remember what it was called.
It's like the Mortal Kombat game.
It's like that. That was cool because it was superheroes going against each other. So it's not just superhero versus normal humans. It's superhero versus superhero.
That was called. What was that called?
And
I'm trying to look it up right now.
I can't. I'm just typing in superhero fighting game. Oh, Injustice.
Exactly. But see, I don't like Mortal Kombat anyways. I was never good at it.
No, but it's
so that's probably why I don't like it.
It's an interesting concept at any rate.
Yeah.
And speaking of interesting concepts, well, I don't know if it's an interesting concept because I don't know your take on them. There is a release trailer or a sneak peek, at any rate, for Resident Evil 8. Have you seen that?
I'm just gonna take a second here. I don't like Resident Evil, man. I never could get on board with it. I can never get on board with it. I just don't. It's not that it's scary. Dude, that game's not even fucking scary to me. We just had a. What's today? It's Friday. We just had a couple over on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And we played Amnesia.
Oh God, that game is terrifying. I've got it. I've never played it.
Oh, dude, me and my friend Tristan, we were fucking hacking it out.
You played it for over an hour recently.
It wasn't fun.
I know it's not fun. That's terrifying.
Resident Evil just doesn't do it for me. I'm all set.
I'll admit, I have a strange relationship with what is supposed to be. It's Capcom.
Resident Evil. It's not Kojima.
Not as far as Kojima makes Metal Gear and Death Stranding.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah, I have a strange relationship with horror. So, as you know, I was a bookseller. And whilst I was a bookseller, when I worked in central London, I was responsible for the sci-fi, fantasy, and horror sections in some of the stores that I worked in, which I was wholeheartedly happy with. I'm a massive sci-fi and fantasy nerd, I like reading horror, which is why I like Susan. I like Susan Hill. I like M.R. James. All these horror writers. I love reading them. Films, I am terrible at because they are genuinely terrifying. And games, it depends on the game. You're right, I don't find Resident Evil scary because I've watched all the films and I know what to expect, because you know what to expect from it. With some games, I could not play Alien Isolation. Even though I know I've watched the Alien films, I could not play that because that is just terrifying. I think the point is, like with Resident Evil, is that everything moves slowly. The enemies move fairly slowly, you move fairly slowly, and so it's all done within the sort of same time frame. Alien Isolation, you move slowly, but that fucking xenomorph goes like it's got a fucking firework up its arsehole. It goes like the demons of hell are chasing it, and it is chasing you because it wants to gorge on your insides.
Well, even like PT, the playable trailer, playable teaser on PS4 did it for me, man. I was like, fuck this shit.
I saw another version of that. It's called QT, as in cutie, and it was literally the same game, but they changed like all the scares to be really cute animals and cute little things. So you're not like you're not supposed. It's not scary at all, but because you know the house and you know what has been made there, you're still really on edge. But it's really fun. Like I really liked it.
And see, this is my problem with scary games. I can watch scary movies all day long.
I can't. I'd like to. And I think it depends on the scary films.
I can't play scary games because I'm the one progressing the story.
Yeah, I suppose. I think
movies.
Yeah,
movies are gonna happen fucking regardless. You're sitting in that seat in that theater. It's going on whether you fucking like it or not. Game. I know when something bad's gonna happen, and I'm like, nah, I'm all fucking set. I ain't going down that hallway.
I think if I'm gonna watch a scary movie, I have to. If it's in a movie theater, I have to. Well, regardless, I have to be with someone. Because I won't do this in the movie theater because everyone would hate me. But if I'm at home and I'm watching something scary, I will just talk through it. I will point shit out to distract myself and be like, no, don't do it. Don't go in there. He's going to die. He's going to die. And then, you know what? They die.
Fake. Fake and gay.
It's like, it's fake. It's not real. It's fake. It's fake news. But that is what I'll do. It's a coping mechanism that I have with the games. What I tend to do, I played one which was a time looping horror game. It was like one of the first videos that I uploaded onto my YouTube, it was the first one that I uploaded since I started. And so it shows my editing skills are absolutely terrible. But I was terrified about that game. It was called We Went Back. So it's a time looping horror game about like a facility I think it's on the Mars surface, and literally all you're doing is going around in a circle through this this base, this exploration base on a planet's surface. But things change every time you go through. You have to look for things, and there is a monster, and if you do the wrong thing, he will come out and he'll kill you. But he won't. There'll be noises and all that stuff. There'll be jump scares and there's creepy stuff, but nothing will happen if you progress the game right. It's more of a psychological horror game, which I don't know whether I prefer psychological horror games or thrillers or like full frontal. There is this giant horrible thing and it's coming to eat my flesh.
So I think I like psychological horrors better because they just fuck with your mind. Not so much necessarily there's something there, but it just fucks with you.
Okay.
I don't like games like Outlast where there's actually something there. Where I can't do especially
would you consider like religious like horror, like the ones where it focuses on some sort of supernatural entity? What about those?
I wouldn't consider them horror.
Okay.
Thrillers maybe, like Outlast. So also a problem I have with horror games. What the fuck is it up with horror games and making every single person in horror games defenseless? Like the main character.
Yeah, that's very true.
Alien Isolation. What can I do? You can fucking run.
Alien Isolation. You're not defenseless.
Oh yeah, I guess you can kill those mech dudes, those androids.
Well, no, all right. So you've got distraction stuff, which is
flamethrower.
You've got a flamethrower. You've got the vacuum of space, which apparently doesn't seem to affect xenomorphs, which I think is bullshit.
I haven't played Alien Isolation in a while.
Yeah, I would not want to yeet myself out into the cold vacuum of space and then suddenly have this thing swimming towards me.
The first Alien movie, remember the xenomorph gets pulled out of the vacuum space?
That's the whole thing with Alien. You blow it out the airlock.
And you can see you can see that it's just a dude wearing a suit. It's fucking hilarious.
Well, of course it is. But I remember because I haven't played Isolation, but I know what happens at the end. And sorry, this is spoilers for anybody who hasn't played it. But if you haven't played it by now, then there's something wrong with you. At the end, like you're outside, you're in the vacuum of space on the station, and you do something, and it blows up the station, and it kills a load of xenomorphs. But they're out in the vacuum of space, and they're still alive. So it's clearly like, well, these guys are just fucking unkillable unless you, I don't know, railgun them, or you just crush them or something. I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
That's why to me they're the most terrifying thing.
I'll agree with that statement. But games like Outlast, man, where you're a man with a fucking camcorder. What do you?
Yeah, found footage ones. I do not like those at all. Yeah, they are terrifying.
Most horror games, you correct me with Alien Isolation, but most horror games, the main character, you can't fucking do shit, and I'm like, why? Well,
what would you expect them to do?
That's why Resident Evil I don't consider a horror game, because you have a fucking gun.
In 7 you don't.
You don't have a gun in 7?
Sorry, you get one, but you don't start off with one. You're not trained as one. You're like with a load of other ones, you're an investigator, and you get one later on, and it doesn't do very much, believe me. But yeah, I know what you mean. I think they're trying to make these games and these films where the person is defenseless because it can apply to absolutely everyone. Like, it's different for people like you and me who who have a background in the military.
But even in movies, even in horror fucking movies, the main character turns out to be a fucking badass somehow. Like, I watched this one movie. What was this movie? It was about this girl that was like deaf.
Oh.
Hang on, let me.
That would be terrifying. That would be awful. I saw a game where you play the entire game as a blind girl, and you basically find your way. It's a horror game. You find your way through using echolocation, which I think is really cool because that's a really neat take on it. And it gives an insight into sort of how these people get about their day. Sorry, did you find the thing that you were looking for?
It's called Hush, 2016 film. Dude, go watch this film.
No.
It's actually it's pretty good. I liked it. Cause this girl,
I type in Hush and it comes up with Hush UK women's fashion.
she's blind, or not blind. She's deaf. Can't hear a fucking thing, and this girl's a bad fucking ass at like towards the end of the movie. Spoiler: towards the end of the fucking movie, she just becomes like a badass and fucking just knows how to fucking fight. And I'm like, yes, this is what I love about horror movies. Like that's what I'm saying about these games is even in movies somehow one of the victims or some bullshit just becomes a fucking badass and starts beating fucking ass like the main protagonist. I'm like Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween movies. I'm like, fuck Jason. Fuck Freddy.
Well, Freddy's different. Like, he has supernatural powers. Jason is just fucked up. He's just weird. Like,
take a 12 gauge to his fucking face.
I've not seen any of those classic films.
Really?
No, I haven't, but I've been spoiled by people, I know what happens. This is the problem. Like, I know what happens in them, therefore I don't want to watch them, because it's just going to be me sat there going like, oh, he's going to do this next. Because, people talk about all these films, you know, the classics in horror and the classics in any film really, and they then explain the plot, and I'm like, maybe I want to watch
The creature from Black Lagoon, Psycho.
That's what my parents used to call me. When I was a teenager, like, and obviously I still do this, to be honest. And I would obviously spend all my time in my room because I didn't want to talk to anyone in the outside world. Whenever I would surface and come up for food or anything like that, they would call me the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Actually, they would call me the creature from the Black Latrine.
Fucking A.
So thank you, Mum and Dad, for that wonderful part of my childhood. I'm going to do it to your grandchild.
You're a horrible fucking person.
I'm gonna be simultaneously the best and the worst uncle, but they can't choose because I'm gonna be one of the only ones.
I thought you meant. I thought you were about to say I'm about to be the best and worst fucking dad in the world, and I was like, oh, okay, Simon.
No, that would be a way to announce it, wouldn't it? But no.
Yeah,
that would also be announcing that I'd broken lockdown.
Oh, that's fine.
Dear.
She was turned away from me. It's okay. There was no breathing on each other.
No, let's stop that. No, that's enough of that.
She wore a mask. Does that make it better?
We don't know who listens to this, man. Let's keep this somewhat. I don't know. Actually, no. It can't be somewhat clean anymore. We've talked about
every time every time I edit this and post it, I press explicit no matter what.
Yeah. Oh dear.
But we know your parents listen to it now, so that should be fun for you.
Yes. Hi, Mum and Dad. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh God.
Dude.
Oh.
It's just a crazy
times.
Yeah, this is one of, and everybody, this is one of my favorite times of the week. Is this podcast? I love doing this. This is episode 10 for us.
Ooh.
So we've been doing this for 10 weeks.
Jesus.
Yeah. Which is absolutely, and that's what I'm starting to get with this podcast, man. It's just a way to count fucking time too. It's like, yeah, every episode's a week.
I don't want to count time.
Dude, 10 weeks since we've been in quarantine. 10 weeks.
Although, interestingly enough, there was one thing I was writing. I've started doing a little bit of light journaling, like 10 minutes every day. And one thing which I noted down was it was a reference from Metro 2033, and this is the book, not the game. At one point, Khan, one of the characters, says, because everybody in the Metro is focused on time, they're focused on keeping the clocks running and you know, keeping time so that everyone gets up at the same time, everyone goes to bed at the same time, etc., etc. And this guy said, if you let your time, or just let your time explode, and you will be freed, effectively. It's not his exact words, but words to that effect. So basically, if you let time go and you don't focus on it, you'll be a freer person. You will be a more liberated person. And I thought that was very interesting because, like, I have been keeping track of time whilst I've obviously been doing this, because there's only so long that you can ignore that you've only got a week to the day until your 24th birthday. But in general, like, I haven't really been keeping track of things. So, like you said, like, I didn't know that we'd been doing this for 10 weeks. I had no knowledge of that at all. And I would just wonder what it would do to society if people if we had no concept of timekeeping. We have a concept of time, obviously, but of timekeeping, like keeping it as a rigorous thing. It's the one thing that humans keep above all else. And I just thought that was an interesting thought to end on.
I don't know what I would do if I didn't know what day it was, what time it was.
No,
well, neither. I guess. So I've actually heard that. I've read your body, and you know it as well. We've talked about it before. Your body does have a natural circadian rhythm, and if you went out into the natural world, like nature, for like a week, you could get your body onto a natural clock.
Yeah, your natural circadian rhythm, yeah.
Exactly. Not so much know what time it is, but you know, you wake up, day and night cycle. And I know you can make like makeshift sundials. I kind of know what time it is. Sun rises in the east, sets to the west, right? Am I just not fucking stupid?
It does rise in the east and set in the west, yeah.
So, let me put my arm up. Yeah, it's about 5 o'clock. But I get it. If we didn't fucking know anything, we were just Neanderthals. Guess you find a way to live, man. Dogs. Oh, it's dark out. Guess it's nighttime.
Yeah, dogs. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, dogs don't have a concept of time.
No,
they must be great. It must be great for them. Well, they have some concept of time, obviously, because they know when to expect to be fed and let out and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. They know.
Which is why I separated it from timekeeping.
Exactly. They have concept of time, but it's just like
it's an exclusively human thing, timekeeping.
Yes, I would definitely agree with that. But that's about it, guys. It's about time to wrap up here. We will see you next week for episode 11.
Yes, we shall. Yeah.
Simon will be in his new digs.
Old digs, but yeah, go on. Pretty much.
New digs.
Things should be slightly back to normal.
Same, but different.
Yeah.
But
same shit, different digs.
New parents. Old parents.
Old parents.
New roommates.
Oh, God.
Is that what you're going to start calling them now? They're my roommates.
No.
Simon, you live with your fucking parents. No, they're my roommates.
They're my roommates. Oh, no.
That's what Simon's going to say to his Hinge girls.
Oh, don't bring that up. Don't talk about another man's Hinge profiles.
Well, now everybody can find you. It's fine. Everybody swipe right on Simon.
No.
See y'all next week.